the roots, he let the beats build, bitch. And we never switch. Even if I'm rich, I'll be broke like I'm Mitch. Niggas talking down, but that's headed in the wrong direction. But I knock that shit out like the boxing section. Cause they can't touch what they can't see. All I gotta do is be the same me. All I gotta do is keep it cheap. Always be the same me. While I'm solid, boy, they can't change me. No.
We live from the boxing section, you dusty ass niggas. What's going on, man? We live from the boxing section, man. What's going on, man? We back again with the other one saying super heated. I got my dog with me. You know what I'm saying? Combo Nation. What's
going on, bro?
Yo. Can we get Nesto on the show, or are you gonna keep holding out, man?
Holler at him, man. You know what I'm saying? You got a direct connect to the man.
You got a direct. I don't got no direct connect to him. You got the direct connect, man. You are the connect, man. Danny, what's up, big dog?
Goes good.
What's up, Danny?
Goes good.
He got some fighters coming back, man. He got a young boy that just finished his first year of college, and he's back in the gym. He gonna get him coming through for some fights. Damn, you asking me to bite my pride, man. You asking me to, pay pendants for some of my mistakes.
Hey, listen, man. I'm gonna tell you like this, man. Stop being a little bitch. All right, face the facts that you catted off. Listen, we all fucked up, man. Listen, I could have been a comedian. I could have been a actor. I could have been a basketball player. I could be anything. But I didn't apply myself, Smokey. All right? This dude right here that's drinking this ice cold brew, he could have been one of the biggest artists this world has ever seen. But he didn't apply himself, Smokey. And neither did you. So we're in the same boat.
Myself. I just got lazy on the way.
You didn't apply yourself, Smokey.
You really want to get him on here?
No, for sure, man.
I'll talk to the man. I'll make it a point to talk to him.
Yeah, man, most definitely. We're trying to get Danny to start drawing again. He playing games.
Nah, I just got 3 jobs now.
See, he don't understand that.
Nah, look. He wouldn't need them 3 jobs if he took this art serious. He'd already be rich from art already.
The boxing section don't understand that, man.
Nah, that fucking damn what was the shit? That shit on my record, that damn larceny charge on my record that kept me from getting a better job. Yo.
We here.
Hello.
We here. That was just a little deep, you know what I'm saying? Nah, I understand.
That little bullshit felony I got a few years ago. They say it's off my record, but anytime I try and apply for something that's like far as graphic design or whatever, they bring that shit up over every fucking time.
Nah, listen, man, I understand. Like, for me, it was when I caught that carjacking charge and I went back into the gym and everybody had rumors saying that I carjacked some old lady, and I heard I carjacked the old lady. I heard I broke into somebody's house, I heard that I was stealing from people that I knew, like all that shit, man. And it wasn't even that. It was
bad rep.
Yeah, it was an FBI agent I carjacked, man, that I got caught for. It wasn't even, no weird shit, but that's it. I don't know. I ain't feel comfortable, you know what I'm saying? So everybody go through those turmoils and those things. It's just how we bounce back from them,
Definitely.
Like some of our greatest and some of our favorite boxers, how they bounce back from a loss, Look, matter of fact, think about one of the greatest boxers of all time, Gary Russell. He took a loss against Lomachenko, and he went back to be one of the longest reigning WBC champions of all times. So, hey, You know, a step back ain't nothing but a setup for a comeback.
Yeah, man. You know.
I'm mad you took him off here just for that Gary Russell comment. I knew that shit was coming.
Now I'm saying I would have said Deontay Wilder, but I don't think he came back after that loss. Oh no, he did come back, but he had another loss.
Hey, Convo, you're a piece of shit. Mexico, what up with it, Max?
Another one.
Another one.
I still got the whole gang here, so it's gonna get loud over here.
It's all good. It's all good. Where is he at, man? Tell him to pull up to the camera, man.
Real quick.
Big Iz, what's happening,
What's
man?
up with it? What's good?
Big Crip, what's up, dog?
What's happening?
Was cracking. So hey, best comeback boxer of the mid 2000s. Give me who y'all got. 2010 to now, best comeback boxer.
Manny Pacquiao.
Bad boxing.
Yeah, he has took a loss.
I don't watch boxing like that, bro. I be, you feel me? At the time I was watching Mayweather and shit.
All right. Ask that motherfucker besides you. Ask that motherfucker. He got an answer for you.
Mitch, best comeback
boxer,
boxer, 2010 to now.
I say Manny Pacquiao.
2010?
Ooh, that's
Big
2
shit,
for Manny.
2010.
What you got?
I don't know how to separate it.
Ugas.
Ugas. I was thinking Gary Russell Jr.
You know what?
But possibly Charlo.
You know who else I could think of putting that list?
I'm trying to think. I was trying to think. Like I can't.
Charlo, man.
I wasn't watching.
Charlo.
Oh, it landed. It landed. Let me see.
Hey, shout out to my God Money. The Eagle has landed.
How you feel about putting Linares on that list?
Who?
Linares on that list?
Because he went on a hell of a streak.
Yeah, he did, but
I mean, I say Ugas because he went from like the lovable loser to like getting a belt and fighting Manny Pacquiao and beating him. So,
and that's what I was about to say.
He wasn't nobody before this whole saga with. Yeah, before Sean Porter. Yeah.
Even though he got a win over Crawford in the amateur.
Yeah, I think he beat Sean Porter. I think that's what got him. A lot of people think he beat Sean Porter, and that's who was like, "Who's this guy?"
Yeah, he put a good enough showing.
So y'all don't throw Charlo in there at all?
Who?
He came back and got his votes and everything and held it down. Charlo.
Oh, after that L with Harrison, but I think a lot of people didn't really see that as a legit L either.
Nah, I seen that as a legit L.
What about Gary Russell Jr.? Since that fool didn't fight for like 20 years and then he came back and he fought one arm.
I said that. He did fight for 20 years. He came back and held the belt down for the longest reigning WBC champion of current times. Comeback champion. Do Tyson Fury count as a comeback? Because he
well, now after that TV, fuck him.
Now him
because he didn't lose. He just stepped away. You know what I'm saying?
Imagine if he would have stuck around and he would have had all the damn belts.
It would have been so boring for boxing. Because while he's entertaining, as you see now, look what's going on with him in boxing. While he's holding, while he's reigning. While he's reigning, it's no movement.
Like real entertaining hype jobs, no shit like that. Nobody really you can see as a threat to him outside maybe like possibly I ain't gonna say Joshua.
Still water stinks. You know what I'm saying? Like it's great. We know it's water, but it ain't moving. So
I mean, Tyson been getting knockouts though, but he's just not exciting. Like you don't expect him.
No, he's very entertaining. Like he can talk his shit before the press conference, in the fight. He does little antics, but he just
maybe just because we in the U.S. right now, like we don't really resonate with him.
Yeah, I can say that. I can agree with that. But just
I feel like that. I feel that's why we haven't really have a full connect with him because over there him and Joshua are big as fuck.
I think the problem is that a lot of people bought into Wilder and they are hurt about what happened to Wilder. I
told niggas years ago with that style of his, he was going to end up getting knocked the fuck out or get outboxed.
Yeah, I seen him getting outboxed, knocked the fuck out. I was surprised. I'm not gonna lie, I was surprised because he's a solid, strong.
I thought his shit was funny when he got touched by what's his name? What's your boy name? Was it Spilker that tagged him? Or fucking who was it? It was somebody. I remember. I forgot who it was.
Okay. I know what you're talking about.
I feel like he was kind of chinny.
Yeah. It showed that he's chinny, but he does little antics like he had. I can't think of it. They always showing they're always showing the replay of it, a highlight of him taking the body shots and rolling with him and acting as if it doesn't hurt, or not hurting him at all, and then up and dude and putting him, sending his lights out, which is cool. It's very theatrical, but once again, like Holyfield said, what happens when the guy?
My fault. Go ahead.
Like Holyfield said, what happens when the guy who hits hard gets hit back?
Yeah, I was watching his podcast. I usually watch him on YouTube, and he was sitting there saying, like, he was like who was really truly the bigger punch between Wilder and Fury, because he's like, we've seen Fury take Wilder shots, but can Wilder really take Fury shots?
Yeah. That actually, you know what? That brings a big question to hand. I literally have thought about that, because while we've seen Wilder put numerous of guys down and they don't get up, we've seen Fury's punches cause catastrophic damage.
Yeah, like once I thought that was a great idea to go with Crunk Jim. Crunk Jim did a good job with like having him sit on his punches instead of doing that little flick.
Yeah, he flicks it. He did a lot of flicking, and a middle of snap is not a snap, but more of a flick out.
Hey,
stab.
He never fought like a big man before.
Without Sugar Hill, he don't beat Deontay Wilder 2 or 3 times.
I agree with that.
I can agree with that.
I don't know about
I can't even deny that. I can't deny
it. I feel like if he would have came the second fight with Freddie Roach, his way of approaching Wilder probably would have been the same way he did in the first fight. He's mostly trying to outbox him.
Regardless, I don't respect the way that Mark Breland was treated in that whole saga. I don't think that
I think Wilder was looking for somebody to blame.
Yeah,
he didn't fully like. Because like, dog, if you didn't win with Mark Breland, why the fuck would you get with an unexperienced coach?
Yeah, like this guy is someone who's been in the ring at the highest of levels, and he's telling you. And Mark Breland came out and was like, "Look, I'm telling him that's not the jab. Don't need to be like this." But your ego gets in your way.
That's
like Mike Tyson and Cus D'Amato.
What fight did he look better in? Number 3 or number 2?
He looked better. So who you talking about, Fury?
No, I'm talking about Deontay Wilder.
Wilder, he looked better in 3 than. No, he looked better in 2. We've seen more of him in 2 though.
In the first fight, no, what Wilder's problem was? Wilder's better being light in the ass than putting all that weight on.
Yeah. That weight, he threw that extra weight on, it did fuck him up. And Wilder did look good in the first fight. It's just he did so many drastic changes, right?
Like Wilder's power comes from his speed, because he's quick as fuck when he's smaller. When he was heavier, you saw him gassing out, wheezing and shit. And then he threw that little desperation punch that broke his fucking hand. Like, come on.
I think that the issue that Wilder had, I think the first fight was the first fight was the best chance he had to truly outbeat Tyson Fury. I think
he shouldn't.
I think the fact that he was just so in love with his power. He was so in love with that equalizer that he didn't give his true self a chance.
That's why Mark Breland was trying to get him away from that and teach him how to actually do some other shit outside of just throwing one punch and a jab. Like, bro, imagine Wilder had a hook, or he knew how to throw it to the body or some shit. Like he will be
Gervonta Tank Davis. Like,
he would be Tank.
Gervonta Tank Davis, yes, he has punching power, but you never hear them speaking about we're working on his power. They're working on setting traps. They're working on his dynamic movement. His. Go ahead.
Let's be honest though. It's hard to work on anything else when every time I touch a motherfucker, they go straight to sleep. It's hard to do that.
No, it's not. Because when you're sparring, that's the purpose of sparring. You don't sit down on all your punches. You don't throw with all your power. You would literally just be in there working on something. That fight Gary Russell had with Mark Masayo was a sparring match. That's called when you're working on defense and you're fighting handicap and you only use one arm. And all you have is one arm. You only got one arm to defend yourself and to attack. And that's what you're doing. And you only literally the most I ever done it for was 2 rounds. That guy did that shit for fucking 7, 8 rounds. Do you understand? If you're supposed to throw 80 jabs, if you're supposed to throw 100 jabs around, so you're throwing 100 jabs around, you're catching on that jab, you're throwing an overhand on it, you're throwing a jab off the hook, you're using it as a power shot, you're using it as a lead shot, you're using it as a rangefinder, you're using it as something to parry. You're using that arm as every fucking thing.
My thing
one muscle.
My thing with Wilder too, he should have knew better when after he fought Luis Ortiz. He should have started working more in the game because now when you leveled up, you realize, yo, a nigga couldn't touch you.
Yeah,
put you in danger.
There's another. It should have been, but I said he fell too much in love with his power. Listen, when you sitting in there, you get in there with a guy with Luis Ortiz, you say, okay, there's a level of boxing that I haven't touched, and if I'm truly serious about this, and I'm not gonna be fooling myself, like that's one thing they can't, like Mike Tyson. Mike Tyson was a student of the game. He understood that
there was levels to this.
Yeah, it's levels to this. Like even when he walked in there against Holyfield, he like, all right, this guy is a better boxer than me, but I'm more ferocious. I'm the, he let the ego get into him.
Yeah.
And that's what I fear for Shakur. I do not want that for Shakur. That's the only thing that could beat Shakur Stevenson, is I believe, is that the ego. If he allows ego to get into his training camp, if he allows ego.
My thing with Shakur is like, I'm not gonna sit there and say like, I'm not trying to like, I feel like people are talking too soon about him being this, that, and the fifth, and you haven't really proven yourself at 135. Yeah, you got a quick knockout. Yeah, for a person you're supposed to beat, really. But it's like at 135, you really not proven just yet. That's my point with him. Like
at 135, but he proved it under that. You know what I'm saying? 135 is just what he's stepping into next. That's the same thing with Devin Haney. You can't take away what Devin Haney done at 135. Now that he's going to 140.
I don't really 100% include him in the 135 because he hasn't really done nothing at 135 just yet. If I see him like fight like, say if I see him fight like an Eastside Cruz or somebody, and he just dominate the shit out of him, beat the shit out of him.
Now you're like, okay, yeah. I got what you're saying.
There you
go. And that's why I respect Devin, because he's not going after a gatekeeper. He's going after that guy, that dog. He said, hey, you see that lion over there? Watch me get him.
You know what fight I actually wanted to see a few years ago, like with Tank? I actually wanted to see him fight Teofimo a few years ago when the niggas got to it in Vegas.
Yeah.
I really wanted to see that because I really wanted. I thought that was gonna be one of the ones, but then Teofimo got shot in his hand. They lost to JoJo Diaz, and then I don't know what happened to that motherfucker.
Well, JoJo Diaz is a great fighter. You see, and he's a warrior. You see what he did when he stood up against Gary. You know, and Gary gave him all types of respect. Like, hey, listen, nobody else wanted to see me. This guy, he stepped in there, got in there. Leo didn't want to get in there. You know, JoJo really stepped in there.
Leo didn't want to get in there with a lot of damn people.
Yeah, Tevin Farmer, he would have been a glorified gatekeeper. Yes, I think it would have been great to see them two together because where Tank career was at, if he would have fought Tevin then, it kind of would have put us on a projectile for where we're at now. But he stayed on that other path for a little while longer. You know, that the Mayweather development program where you find somebody with Sabero and you fight them. It is what it is.
Mayweather development program. I like how you put that.
Yeah, you know, you find a Sabero, you make the Sabero look big, and now you fight it and you beat it. Like that's what it does. Now, don't get me wrong. What's his name?
Boy turned him into a star. I give him that.
Yeah. I can't think of the guy's name right now.
He was just lacking a resume.
What's retard's name? Why can't I think of his name? No.
Broly?
Who did you say?
Rolly?
Yeah, Rolly. Yeah, Rolly. I don't know why I thought you said Broner when I said retard. I was like, whoa, hold on, bro. Yeah, Rolly. Rolly,
they were trying to get him to fight Ryan early on.
Well, Rolly and Ryan should have been fought. Rolly and Tank was a great fight at the right time. And it's a good measuring stick. What a lot of things people don't understand, and this is why we have these surreal expectations for fighters, is because we're measuring them against we're measuring them at the wrong time, right? Like you got these guys like fucking Jerron Boots Ennis who's getting all these fights, but who is he fighting?
He beat.
Yeah, so now we have him here, but we really don't have a litmus test to say that hey, he's beating the gatekeepers.
We've never seen him stand in front of somebody that we thought maybe he can lose or might give him a run.
Yeah, like
who's your boy that just lost? That was on the same
like he hasn't worked his way up to a gatekeeper and fought the gatekeeper and walked through the gate. Like he's just been given, hey, now you're the gatekeeper or you're the guy at the gate barking at the top. Like it doesn't work like that. We don't even know if, like I said earlier, we don't even know if your team can out coach and out instruct a team of that level, of that caliber.
I wanted to see him fight Conor Benn at one point to see what that was going to look like.
Where at? Here or there?
Shit, it probably would have been over here because Jerron probably got the
that would have been a that would have been over there would have been a lot for him. I think. I don't have any qualm against the young man. You know, I really respect all these things these young guys are doing. You know, listen, you're putting the miles in, you're throwing the jabs, you're doing it, you taking the punishment, you're doing things that guys would never imagine of doing, and if they wouldn't make it 2 months or 2 weeks in and out the gym, everybody that's in the gym know that it's a rotating door. So I'll give you that to these men. But when I'm speaking that, I'm just criticizing. I'm criticizing from 1,000 miles up above, and I'm saying when you're pushed through the development process too fast, and you and your team are pushed too fast, then we don't know truly what you're made of.
That's why I was trying to explain to Kyle not too long ago about your boy that called out fucking David Benavidez that only got like 9 wins and XYZ amount of XYZ, not Zaka. I'm like, yo, let that man gradually build into that fucking fight. Don't throw him into the fucking wolves like my nigga, like. Because honestly, like I'm gonna promise you, if that fight does go down and David Benavidez beat him, they're gonna look at homeboy as a cherry pick.
Yeah,
because his fucking resume, he ain't beat nobody.
So the most respectful thing I seen was when, and I might, you know, my buddy might get mad if he ever see this and he looks back at it, when Boo Boo was set to fight my boy Demetrius, right? It's one of my sandboxes. He was signed up to fight. Michi was supposed to fight Boo Boo, and Boo Boo was like, "Why would I fight him? Like, who has he fought? He's not developed enough for me. Yes, he's undefeated. Yes, he, you know."
To ask Boo Boo who the hell he fought.
Yeah, but realistically, he hasn't fought in the competition. Like he's fought in. Demetrius may have all these knockouts, but he hasn't fought in a B-level fighter, a solid C-level fighter. So now you want Boo Boo to get in there with him. It's like it's a waste of a chance, a waste of. It's too much of a risk of him getting hurt and ruining his opportunities in his career for both of them to fight this guy, right?
That killer with no name.
So he went in there and they wound up lining him against Jaime Magia, where he was completely outclassed. So wow, that's my boy, you know what I'm saying? I love him, you know what I'm saying? Anything, I'm always gonna rock with him, you know what I'm saying? From the cradle to the grave, my nigga, whatever, Michi, you my nigga. But and I don't blame him because he went with Golden Boy, and Golden Boy developed him the way they developed him.
Yeah.
Like they'll hold you and they'll get you, they'll hold you, and then they'll turn you into food for something else and not take you and give you the process so you can go ahead and be that lion that goes eat. Because I'm telling you, Michi, he's a fucking lion. He ain't got no sucker in his heart. He ain't got no motherfucking no. You're not gonna put him in the corner and he gonna break. That man literally is gonna die before you fucking break him. And like just now, this weekend he's fighting Sugar Shane Mosley Jr. And he's gonna go in there and give the best he can. Win, lose, or draw. The way that boy come from, I'm telling you, he coming from that class of, I don't give a fuck how you beat me. You gonna have to beat me. But you gotta also have been through that rigorous. Yeah, you gotta go through it. Like if people talk about Mike Tyson, well, how come he became a champion so early? If you ever listen, he says, I fought every single national championship, everything, right? He fought every all the amateur champions, like he was one of the top guys. But if you look at it and you listen and you see, Casamado kept him away from one fighter, Evander Holyfield. Evander Holyfield went to the Pan Am. Mike Tyson didn't go to the Pan Am.
I do feel like if Tyson would have fought Evander Holyfield at the right time, because around the time Evander went to heavyweight, he was still technically a blown-up cruiserweight.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, I feel like Tyson would have got him before he went to jail.
Well, Casamado kept them from each other even as amateurs.
Oh shit, I didn't know that.
So yeah. So like when Evander was going to the Pan Am tournaments,
I mean, Vander's I don't know why. Vander fight like a damn pig.
Yeah. Well, yeah,
you ain't knocking that motherfucker out unless you really knock him out. You really got to take that nigga head off.
Yeah, and he accredits it to his mother when he spoke about it. He said, his mother always used to tell him, man, that's okay, you got hit, but what's gonna happen when you hit them back? Don't come in here crying. Don't come in. He was the runt of everybody. He was the smallest of brothers and sisters. So it wasn't no crying. There wasn't nobody to turn to. It was, you want that last cornbread? You got to take a couple ass before you get it.
I feel like before Tyson went to jail, Tyson was too much of a dynamic puncher at that time too. Like Tyson was going to the body, the head, doing everything right. And when he got out of jail, he became.
Oh yeah. Well, Tyson at the time when he was with Customato, he was a student of the game.
Yeah.
And he had someone in front of him that said, I don't care if you got every title in the world. I don't care what these people are saying about you. To me, you haven't proven yourself. But then he got around guys who said, hey, you have proven yourself. They started doing this. Hey, champ, what you think, champ? Hey, champ.
Nah, you started saying, hey, champ, what's
champ. Like, I hate when I hear someone identifies another fighter, somebody identifies a fighter as a champ. I'm not saying it's not. You're a champion, yes, but it takes away that hunger.
Basically, somebody's gaslighting you.
Well, to me, it takes away that hunger. Words have power. If everybody's calling you champ, then in your head, I'm a champion of the world. I'm the top guy. Can't nobody beat me. I'm the greatest. I'm undefeatable. You know what? I walk in this room. I'm the biggest, baddest man in this room, and it's a man bigger than me. I can still take him. Huh?
That sound like AB, don't it?
Yeah.
It sound like AB on that nigga.
But that fighter who just wants to be seen, who just wants to be heard, he's not a champion. Nobody's calling him champ. He's like, listen, I'm gonna show you I'm the champ, and and to even take us to a recent fight that we got coming up. That's the difference between Errol Spence and Bud Crawford. Errol Spence does not look at himself as champ. That man is still hungry. He still see food on the plate and he's ready to eat it. Shakur Stevenson still see food on the plate and he ready to eat it.
I always thought Crawford was a fucking diva.
I thought so too, but Crawford is a dog. I'm listening to him. I heard how he had on this one podcast. It's not as good as the boxing section, but it's something about game. $10 worth of game or some shit like that. They had him on there, and
nice plug, by the way.
Yeah, he was talking this shit, and he wasn't ducking no smoke against Jerron. Of course, he ducked it against the great Gary Russell Jr., but against Jerron Boo Ennis, he called him out, and he didn't duck that smoke at all.
Yeah, he said what he said to Jerron.
And Boozy. He talked the shit to Boozy, and Boozy fell got Jerron up there to call, and Jerron called, and it was And he said it. Well, he said, I ain't see no offer. We could do it right after this next one. I had to get some respect for that man for that. Stop.
My bad. Damn dog over here. Fucking.
Yeah, no. I had to put some respect for that man name for that.
Yeah, like
but talking like that, I also see why Gary popped him in the mouth.
Yeah.
Because you talking like that, hey, that don't mean nothing. And listen.
My only problem with Crawford is I think he doesn't fully understand the business side of boxing.
No, he doesn't.
The hedge fund shit was kind of stupid. Like,
I think he
needs a promotion over him. That's what that nigga
is. So
he's not one type of niggas that can do business by himself because he's gonna make dumb decisions.
Yeah. There you go. Yeah. That's the way of saying that.
That nigga don't know how to do business because my thing is this, like with him is like he let Bob Arum Top Rank gas his ass up to the point where he really think he's an A-side. That's the crazy part. He really think he's a fucking A-side. Because
for Bob Arum and Top Rank, every fight he had was an A-side. He was an A-side. So how you gonna tell me all of a sudden I'm not the A-side? And you got to look at what they're giving him. You talking about all these per diems, not just for him, but for his team, his coaches, his trainers, his cut man. Everybody getting these per diems on these fights. You know what I'm saying? A lot of these fighters, some of these fighters, man, they got to pay out of pocket for their coach to have a room. They paying out of pocket for for their head trainer. They might get their head trainer, but the second trainer, you know, they got to pay for, and the cut man they got to pay for just for them to be there for the room, just to have a room, not including the food they got to eat. So you telling me I'm getting all that covered? I'm the A side.
Like, bro, when you fight for BLK, that shit already tell you there's a problem in your business, nigga. Like, come on. Then you got busted gloves in the fucking ring. The promotion look rinky dink. They spelling niggas' names wrong on the fucking promotion flyers. That's crazy to me.
I did not know that happened, but yeah.
That was a lot of ignorant shit that happened with that. That was some like nigga rig shit. Like,
but what do you expect when it's BLK? You expect some
this nigga had this nigga tickets on Groupon. Like, come on. That's crazy seeing that. Like,
I didn't know that happened.
It's a lot that happened with that fucking promotion. That was some bum ass promotion. You see how quickly he got the fuck out of it. He got a little quick 10 mil and did.
Yeah, but you know what I do see that was wise, and that makes me think about Adrian Broner.
Yeah,
he's not with BLK. He's not with Triller. Is it Triller or Thriller? One of them. He's not with them. He went to. He couldn't fuck with. The Zone wasn't gonna fuck with him. Golden Boy wasn't gonna fuck with him. Macho wasn't gonna fuck with him. He went and pulled out the graveyard. Everybody thought was dead. He re-resurrected Don King. They both need each other. And if he can spark it, if he could be just like a fire, God damn. He's with Don King. And hey, listen, let me ask you a question. You know what it takes to make fire?
So what?
You know what it takes to make fire? Heat, oxygen, and combustion. And if you put them two together and they get a combustion, then they got a fire. Don King is back, and so is Adrian, the motherfucking problem Broner. So we can see they need each other. Don King needs him to shine like a diamond, and he needs Don King to sing that song. And if they can make it work, I'm telling you, they can make a reservation. And
Don King go up there and talk crazy to them promoters.
A lot of these, but hold on. Remember, a lot of those fighters that came through Mayweather Promotions were found by Adrian Broner. Yes, Adrian Broner had Tank. Adrian Broner was with not with Devin, with I think it was Shakur. Like these guys, they all coming through there. The Charlos, they all coming through there.
Shakur was talking crazy about Floyd too.
You say it again?
Early on, Shakur was talking shit about Floyd.
Yeah. I don't know if so. It's crazy. The guys who are close to Floyd, the guys that came through his tutelage, they never say anything really good about him. They might say he could fight. He's a great boxer. His great IQ.
They look at it like an enhancement tool. Like he's good. He's good as far as like, oh yeah, if I fight on him, he's good for promotion. Like if Floyd really wants to push somebody, he can. Cause that's what he did with Tank. He kept Tank close to him. Yeah. Because he saw something in Tank. He kept Tank on his undercards.
It's an automatic stamp.
Yeah.
Now this is the thing though. I think the Floyd syndrome is meeting your heroes. When you meet your heroes and you find out he take a shit just like you, and he got some flaws just like you, or he's touchable, he's reachable. He becomes too common. Then that's when they have these issues. Because
what I'm glad about a lot of fighters these days, they not on a Mayweather path anymore. They not trying to do the bullshit. You know how many super fights you've been getting lately?
Yeah. That's up lately. That's just as of the last few months. So we don't know what's going to happen. Like I like this talk with Keyshawn and Floyd Sheffield. I like you keep winning, I'm gonna keep winning, and I'm gonna put my hands on you. I like that.
Like you didn't even look how many undisputed champions we've got in the last fucking 3 years?
Yeah. We run everybody undisputed because no one's fighting each other.
Era, how many undisputed champions you can really say happened? How many undisputed fights we even saw happen?
Yeah, at some point you're gonna have to bump heads with each other, And the problem is now that you don't have to bump heads. You can run undisputed and then go up in your weight because you're now
everybody's legacy. Niggas actually care about their legacy now. Like they want the check, but niggas actually care about who they fight and who they want to fight now. They want to make these big fights happen. During the Mayweather tutelage with the early Keith Thurman era and Errol Spence and all that shit, it still was going on. Like, look what happened with Keith and Errol Spence. That should have been happening.
Yeah.
I love Keith to death. Keith was always my guy, and like Keith was like my favorite fighter. I'm like, thank God Keith came along because Keith made me happy about boxing again because I saw this nigga fight Robert Guerrero. Then he went to Danny Garcia. Then went to Sean Porter. Danny Garcia. I'm like, oh, this kid's on the right path. He gets hurt, allegedly. or whatever the fuck happened to him. Now all of a sudden, now he doesn't fight Errol Spence. He's just talking all the goddamn time on ESPN. You sound good, nigga, but you ain't walking.
Speaking of that man's name, I wish that he did better promotion for this fight. I feel like he's not promoting this fight as hard as he needs to. But
from Earl,
Earl. But if he's not promoting,
Earl's never really promoted a fucking fight.
Oh nah, I've seen him on
the. You gotta pull that out of him. You gotta
I've seen it.
Get him going.
Yeah, you gotta force him on the shows, but I haven't seen him on none of them.
Sean brought that out of him.
Yeah, Sean. But for Sean to bring it out of him, Sean had to become someone else.
Yeah, he had to talk
because
shit.
they're both. So this is perfect, right? And this explains boxing, and you can see a fight just like that. A counter puncher needs the other fighter to attack. If he doesn't attack, then I can't counter punch. I can't execute off of your flaws. So if Sean Porter is a counter puncher or a fighter who makes you pay for mistakes, which he is. He's a pressure fighter, but he actually makes you pay for your mistakes. If you're so calm that now I have to come out of my shell and now be a purely aggressive fighter, I have to be the antagonist. I have to be the aggressor. You already know that you can outweight me. You can outweight me in this ring to make me bite and become the aggressor and make that adjustment. So now that you can become the counter fighter, or if you're better fighting on the back foot, you can fight off the back foot because now you're exerting less energy. Like that's what people don't get when they say boxing IQ and the science of it. That's the boxing science. That's why the whole press conference and getting in each other's head and yeah. I know your style. You're a counter puncher, but guess what? I got you talking shit. I got
that nigga Errol said Sean was an athletic hood nigga.
You said who was?
That nigga fucking Sean. That nigga Errol Spence said Sean Porter was an athletic hood nigga.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't get where his father get all this from, but that ain't none of my business. I don't like this whole fathers in the way. I don't like that shit. I don't like the fathers.
Devin Haney's father get on my goddamn nerves. That nigga.
Yeah, he's too loud. He's too.
I'm like, Bill, shut the fuck, please. But like, it's starting to make me realize. It's starting to make me really believe what Paulie Malignaggi said about his damn dad.
Hold on. We're not gonna do that. But what I will say is, someone said on this show before that kind of makes sense. When Bill talks, he might be talking as a promoter. He might be talking as a trainer. He might be talking as, a father. So you kind of got to take everything. But the problem with me is,
did you see that clip during the Lomachenko fight with Bill Haney was talking to Devin when Devin was asking him about that left hand from Lomachenko, and Bill was talking about, we worked on that, and Devin was like was screaming at him like, bro, no, he's throwing this shit more than once, and Bill didn't really have an answer for that.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So the only father-son combination I can say, no, hold on. And this is what I will say. Let me go back to that.
You about to say Floyd Senior and Floyd?
No. I was going to say, as of recently active, I was going to say Coach Calvin and Tank Davis. You know what I'm saying? So I do look at those two as father-son combinations. But what disturbs me is
a lot of
they got Zab Judah's father right there. You know, this guy is bred for this. Yeah, that's his godfather. Zab Judah is Devin Haney's godfather. Jesus Christ. He's bred for this. Like, he's bred for this. I think they spoke about him walking out the ring. Walking out on one of Zab Judah fights carrying a belt. Carrying one of Zab Judah belts. Like, this dude, he's bred for this. He went underneath of the tutelage of Floyd Mayweather and sat in there with Senior and what's the other one? The uncle, you know what I'm saying? He sat in there with them and learned from.
He worked with Mike too. He worked with Mike McCallum for a while too.
Wow, I didn't even know that. And then he's working.
Mike used to be in the Mayweather gym.
I didn't know that, but I know he's working with that. Then he's working with Zab Judah's father. Like, the young man has a. When I say he has a fountain of knowledge, that's why. Remember when he was going to Australia, and he had a fight, and they was like, well, he's not going to be. Bill's not going to make it, and Bill was just kept talking about he's not worried. That was on track. That was doing this. That was doing that. Because, dude, Zab Judah, you know what I'm saying? I don't know his father's name by heart.
Yoel.
Noel. Is it Noel or Yoel?
Yoel.
Okay, I didn't want to say it wrong. I always say Noel, and people get mad, so I didn't want to say it wrong. But yeah, Noel Senior. I mean, Noel. Yeah, Yoel. He's there. He's been here before. This is not the first time he's been in the light.
Yeah, they need to get a regular trainer, bro, and stop playing with that shit.
Yeah, he really do. Like, leave you alone.
But how is Yoel not a regular trainer?
I'm not saying you will.
I mean, what I'm saying is they don't have the head trainer. They keep switching between, like they had Ben Davis and Mickey Bay.
Mm-hmm.
He had more trainers in the last 5 years than shit. Ryan Garcia.
They bring trainers in, so the same way that Kenny Porter was there for conditioning for the Tank Davis fight. He was a trainer for the Tank Davis fight, but he only worked specifically on training for Gervonta Tank Davis for this last fight, while Boogaloo and Calvin did their thing. They did.
He was there for what? Strength and conditioning or something?
Strength and conditioning, but why?
Yeah, but that's different than being your trainer. This dude don't got a bona fide trainer, and he a champion, an undisputed one at that.
But that's what I'm saying, and that's going back to what I was saying before. Dude, he's been born and bred for this. He's had those trainers. He's already.
He can be born and bred all he want, bro. When he get in that fire, when quote unquote like Nas.
So you say
like Nazim said, you remember Combo?
Right there.
Combo. Let me tell you this. Remember Nazim said when Shane Mosley fought Floyd, he said, this is what he said. You know, the Philly cats always got some saying and shit. Nazim said, somebody gonna step on the dragon's tail in this fight, and we gonna see what happened.
Yeah.
And he said Shane stepped on his tail, and that damn dragon came out of Floyd, and that was it. Once Floyd got rocked, the fight was over after that because he didn't get him out of there.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying is that I don't know if Devin has the wherewithal to do no shit like that, because if you fight Tank Davis, you most likely gonna get clipped.
Well, I think
we kind of saw something similar to that when we saw him get rocked by Linares. We saw what Devin was gonna do.
Linares ain't Tank.
I think that comes into play.
Yeah, but I'm saying that's like a light touch though, compared to getting cracked by Tank. That just kind of gave him experience of what it feels like to get rocked.
Well, I think that comes into play when he fights someone like Shakur if he doesn't have the corner that.
He needs that corner for them guys. He need a corner for Shakur and Tank. He need a corner.
Because Bill ain't gonna do it.
Well, you got to think about it. Shakur came up. Remember who Shakur was under? Under Andre Ward.
Yeah, him, Ward and Bud. So he been working with them both. So,
but yeah, you're right. And Bud even spoke
been working with them both.
That's my young boy. So he knows, bro. Like when his boxing IQ. Listen, if you can pull from Andre Ward and Bud, you know what I'm saying? Then you got on the other side a guy who's pulling from Zab Judah, Noel Judah,
Floyd. He had Floyd for a while. He was dealing with Floyd for a while.
Both Floyd. He had Floyd Senior, Floyd Junior, and was it
Roger?
Roger. Yeah, I was about to say Ronnie and Roger. But guess who's leading the path? The guy with the inmate coach. The guy with the coach that did the Fed time. The guy that came straight off the block. The little engine that could. Gervonta Tank Davis. You ain't even checking them out because you.
Well, he got the same trainer since he was a kid, though.
You know why? Because he has a trainer who has a knowledge of boxing, but he
has a relationship. That's a different. They got a relationship. It's a father-son type of relationship.
And that's what I said. Like,
I mean, I like Devin and Bill's relationship, but it's just that they keep changing the trainer all the time.
But you see, and I spoke about this earlier on the boxing section. Coach Calvin has no problem playing second fiddle to allow Tank to be a better fighter. When everybody's making that big, how dare Floyd come in the corner? Floyd should never have stepped in the corner. He's like, man, it's Floyd. Why won't we listen? We would be a fool to not listen. It don't affect him and make him less of a man. It don't make him less of a coach. It don't make him less of a leader as a trainer. It makes him a better trainer because he can take his ego, throw it to the side, and say, "All right, let's hit this real quick." But he knows how to turn that switch on him. He knows how to. Floyd can say, "You do this, this, and this," and he need. But guess what, Devin? Guess what techniques? That translator. That translator takes those same words and motivate it and turn it into something else. Where he says, "Man, see that blade? You stick it up in him. You stick that blade up in him. That's digging to the body. You dig up in his body, you stick that motherfucker up in, and you just keep sticking. You keep digging into that body till something pop." That's what he's telling him. But they got that relationship where they understand it. He can translate it into Tank's mind and Tank it. Oh, I know what you're talking about. I gotta go to war. I gotta poke this nigga up. I gotta get him up out of here. I gotta drop this brick on him.
Facts.
But when you have someone like Devin who doesn't, like you said, if doesn't have a consistent coach, you don't have that consistent relationship. And that's why I say Anthony Joshua, even though he's going up for Derrick James, I don't think it's good for Derrick James.
I don't know.
I think it's for his legacy.
I think we've seen the best of Joshua already. We've seen the best of.
We've seen the best of Joshua. We've seen the best of Wilder. We have yet to see the best of Andy Ruiz. We've seen the best of Grandpa.
What?
Best of Andy Ruiz was Luis Ortiz fight.
Nah, he got more. Trust me.
Combo, man.
He got more.
Combo.
Joshua.
Oh, he got way more than Joshua. Now, Fury. I think Fury still got another fucking level, but nobody's gonna bring it out of him.
Nobody gonna bring it out of him. If it ain't Usyk, ain't nobody bringing it out of him.
Yeah, I think Usyk. I think he can lose. I think he loses to Usyk the first fight and comes back and shows you a whole nother level to when you say, "Damn."
You know who I think
Wilder had no chance.
You know who I think might potentially be a competitive fight with Usyk? It might be Andrew Ruiz.
Oh, because their style, and they both technically cruisers.
Because
Andrew Ruiz has speed.
They're both solid counter punchers.
Yeah, and Andrew Ruiz has
fast hands and has knockout power.
Yeah, and there you go, and knockout power in both hands. And he can take a shot.
The same height too, so it'll be a whole nother fight.
It's basically watching two overweight cruiserweights. That's what it'll be. Two overweight cruiserweights going at it. And it'll be fast. But, you know.
I'm not going to say we haven't seen the best of Andrew Ruiz. We've seen the best of him against Luis Ortiz. Luis Ortiz was knocking the shit out of his ass.
I don't think that was the best of him. I think defensively he's better than that. Because defensively.
I ain't gonna say that.
Because no. When he fought Anthony Joshua, he was way more defensively better and sound than he was against. Well, you know what? I'll take that back.
He took a lot of.
Because Anthony Joshua isn't Anthony Joshua is with Luis Ortiz. So yeah, he probably did look better against him defensively because he's not as good as a boxer as Luis Ortiz. So I regress.
I mean, I don't know because like Luis Ortiz took a lot of leather from Joshua and got put on his ass at that.
Yeah, but Andy Ruiz is a much better boxer than Anthony Joshua. That's why I can't compare. You know how much he was.
But then you got to kind of factor a lot of things too. Joshua took him lightly too, and then on top of that, Joshua wasn't preparing to fight Andy Ruiz. He was preparing to fight Gerald Miller.
Yeah, and when he fought Andy Ruiz the second time, you see how he prepared for him. Stay the fuck away.
Yeah, that's how you fight a fat nigga like Andy Ruiz.
Your preparation is stay the fuck away and don't get into a firefight.
You jab the shit out. Yeah, don't get into a firefight. Box, jab.
But now he wasn't even. My problem with that was, and this is what let me know Anthony Joshua wasn't what everybody was making about to be. When I see that fight, he couldn't jab coming out. He couldn't jab and spin out. He couldn't jab and do it a bicycle. That was disturbing.
But the fact that you let Joshua do that to you, imagine what Fury would fucking do to him.
Yeah. I don't think, but I think that's a discipline issue. I think that's a mental issue. I think he's mentally weak. I think he's not disciplined, and I think because of those things, and because of those things, same
thing. He comes forward and relies on his hand speed. He doesn't mind getting punched in the fucking face.
No, he doesn't. He doesn't. But he has a defense. If you look at some of his older fights, you can see he knows how to defend himself. Like he has defense.
He comes in with the little. He comes with the high guard, walks you down. Probably
Teddy Atlas. He's been with Teddy Atlas. Like you think he doesn't know how to defend himself? It's just that he's lazy. I could step away and give you angles, or I could just take these 3 punches, walk in,
I don't know.
and that way I ain't doing extra work.
I don't know his fat ass can give you angles, but he'll step to the side and throw some shit. But he's a good counterpuncher. I give him that. Great
I've seen some fights where he gave angles. I'm telling you, he got out and gave an angle, but that's when he was much younger. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he was much younger and he was much more motivated. Now it's like, well, you know what? I can take a hit. So why not take these 3 and step in? Why would I sit here and pivot out and give him an angle and he adjusted to that angle? So now I got to get another angle and get my foot on the outside so I can execute all of this when I can just say, fuck it, let me just take these 3 punches and walk in.
Because honestly, I feel like that if fucking Luis Ortiz had been a few years younger, that would have been Andy's ass.
Yeah, if Luis Ortiz was the same age that his birth certificate said that he was, I promise you, he would upset the whole heavyweight division.
That would have been, I think his jaw would have been on the fucking floor and his damn stomach would have been somewhere else.
Listen, Andy Ruiz, 20 years ago when he was what they say he is, when he was
Luis Ortiz?
Yeah, Luis Ortiz, when he was a 40-year-old fighter 20 years ago, when he actually was a 40-year-old fighter, I promise you he would have shocked the world. They ducked him when he was 40 for a reason. Now he's just 40 on paper.
Back when he had the blonde hair looking like Dennis Rodman.
Right, the guy was cool. Like he fought one of my stablemates, Tony, and he fought Tony. Tony called himself Godzilla, and he was like, they call and King Kong always. He's like, man, King Kong ain't got shit on me. I'm Godzilla and all this and that, and nobody wanted to fight him. Tony came out, fought him. You know what I'm saying? He lost, but God damn it, Tony was a banger. Tony was a rocker. Like you ain't just gonna walk through Tony punches. That motherfucker get hit. But he got in there, and he was younger. This is much younger. Or Luis had to be around his 30s at that time.
And he was throwing that heat.
Yeah, he was around. It was early 2000s, and Luis is around the 30s, around 30 years old. See, that's how I know, and I sit back and think about it. Tony fought him probably in 2006, maybe the latest 2012. Right? Tony has to be about 50-something.
I'm about to look it up right now.
Yeah, I showed you the interview. My buddy, I showed you not my buddy, but he was the heavyweight in the gym. He used to always, when we in the gym, we literally could be in the ring training, we could be sparring, his big ass coming in, get out. And we all got
you know what I'm scared. You know what I'm scared what they about to do with Luis Ortiz? They're gonna put him in there with Frank Sanchez.
I'm scared if they put him in it with Big Baby.
It'd be competitive probably like the first few rounds.
No,
later rounds.
No, he's his brain, dude. You can't take that. Your brain. Your brain is different, bro. Like you get older.
Yeah.
What's his name?
Tony Thompson, I believe.
I didn't even know Kyle was still in the chat.
I ain't going to. I'm doing double duty.
God damn, a double duty. I can't say that. I'm doing something like a double tomorrow, but I'm going to 2 different spots. I'm not saying that one job. I can't stay with one woman. I damn sure ain't gonna stay in one job all day. Excuse me. You see it, Cal? I'm looking for it myself. I'm looking for my tablet so I can show it.
2016.
Told you, early 2000s. And Tony was retired and came back since then. Because that's after he fought Klitschko. Because Tony had fought Klitschko. Yeah, he fought Klitschko. He was a legitimate heavyweight. Like, hey, and when I say this, Cal, I mean it. Tony showed Ernesto all types of respect when he walked in the ring. Like when Ernesto came in that gym, it was nothing but respect. And that's what made me say, damn, who is this little guy? Because this big loudmouth motherfucker respect him. Well, why is he respecting this little guy like this?
He says big mouth.
Man, Tony's getting loud as shit, man. Yeah, what you think? I'm gonna get the sucker out of the 8th round, 2nd round. All right, who bet me? Who bet me? 3rd round, I got him. I get him out of 3rd round. 3rd round, 30 seconds. And he'll go out there, 3rd round, 30 seconds. I'm like, God damn it. I should tell myself when I get bigger, I'm gonna knock his ass the fuck out. I'm tired of him telling me to get out this ring. And Nestor would come in. He'd be like, get out the ring. And Nestor would come in, and Nestor would be like, now y'all stay in there, and we get to stay in the ring. Like Nestor, he's a Hall of Fame. Actually, you can see it. He fought Floyd as an amateur. His last amateur fight was against Floyd Mayweather for the getting into the Olympics, I believe.
You say he fought you say he fought Floyd and who else?
He fought his last amateur fight was Floyd getting the Olympics. Then he went into the pros and had like a couple of fights or whatever. But you know how life gets. You got to get a job. You got to get a career. You got bills.
The boxing ain't popping for you. You got to get you a job.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna be a guarantee. Like if your job talking about guaranteed overtime, but they talking about you got your manager talking about, hey, you go over here and be a sparring partner for a couple of $100. Do you want to go the starving route, or do you want to go? I get a 30-year pension coming down the road.
I understand it.
You know,
some niggas got that Devin Haney got that fucking damn advantage.
Well, yeah, that's an advantage. Like you ain't got no silver spoon already laid out for you.
What Devin Haney y'all dad? Because I heard some stories about that man. I heard that nigga has some bread.
When he moved to Vegas, he was able to put his kids up. He got kids taking tennis ain't cheap, bro. Like tennis ain't cheap. Motherfuckers in the hood ain't just learning tennis. Like that shit ain't no. I don't know a free program in DC for tennis. Like you might get a boys and girls club to play football. Certain sports is for poor people. No disrespect. Boxing is from the basics of boxing. It's a poor man's sport. Now, when you're talking about now you traveling, you fighting in nationals and all that. Now you spending some money. But 9 times out of 10, when you travel, you all get a hotel. You might go with one of your teammates or somebody from your gym, and that one parent might be the parent that's watching over all y'all. Type of shit like that. Like that's why everybody be knowing each other. It's all a community. Because you always, as a kid, you always around each other. Like that's y'all friends.
Yeah.
Like Adrian Broner, a lot of people don't know Adrian Broner got a twin brother who was nice.
Yeah, I know it's like
Pitto, what's up, bro? Join the panel.
What happened to Robert Easter? Like after I see that since Mikey beat him.
I think Mikey's career could have went different. Like fuck Robert Easter. I think Mikey's career could have went different.
If Mikey would have stayed at a certain weight class, he'd have been fine.
Mm-hmm.
Going at the era was the worst thing he ever did.
I think no. I think he had to, because at that point he knew he was just trying to grab a bag.
So what?
I think at that time he just knew he was trying to grab a bag.
Going to 147 was the worst thing he could have.
You're
not a 147 pound. You look fat going up there.
I think it was a money grab. I really think that was a money grab. I don't think he thought that he can truly compete effectively there. Like, don't get me wrong. When you can box, when you have the fundamentals, they can't take it from you. James Tony Tarver has fundamentals. You can't take that shit from him. You can't. You know what I'm saying?
Mikey has solid fundamentals, but just not for 147.
That's what I'm saying. But you got to have a when I say sound, not solid, sound fundamentals can get you a long way. But still, your body is your body. Genetics is genetics, and the anatomy is the anatomy. And when
he's not built for that.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to say. When you're not built for 140-something pound man pounding down on you, because this 147 man is actually walking around at 160 pounds, and he's just shrinking himself down, and he's throwing all he has left in his body on you. How much of that can your frame take?
The heaviest Mikey should have went with 140. That was the heaviest he should have left it at.
I was good at 135. 140, I don't know.
135. You know how many fights he could have had at 135 to consider what the 135 division look like right now?
Yeah.
You could have had Lomachenko. You could have had. He was the guy at 135 at one point.
But you know who he ducked, right?
Who?
Gary Russell.
Oh, did he? I didn't know that.
Yeah, they all ducked Gary.
Not Loma, but all right.
JoJo. Oh, here we go. Well, he wanted a rematch with Loma. Loma didn't give it to him.
I mean, Loma decisively whipped his ass.
No. You can't get knocked down and not have a knockdown counted and call it decisive.
Yeah, but through every other round, did Gary really win?
Yeah, Curry looked real nice. All right, all right, all right, all right. Listen, okay, I'm gonna be honest. He didn't look like Gary.
Loma, that was Loma's coming out party.
That was his second fight or third fight, something like that. He did.
Yeah,
Gary didn't. Yeah, Gary didn't look like Gary, and Lomo looked like Lomo. That says a lot because Gary didn't look like Gary. He still put that man down, and Lomo looked like who he is, and he still went down. So imagine if Gary was in there as Gary.
I still don't like just by seeing how Loma career went. Loma fought a lot of guys. They said in the amateurs, Loma fought a lot of guys similar to Gary.
Mm-hmm.
It was just like my thing is I think Loma's style was just it was a stylistic difference.
Stylistically, he had the style to beat him.
Yeah, stylistically, no, Loma was a nightmare for somebody like Gary.
I think Gary's speed and power is a nightmare for a lot of fighters. I think Lomo footwork makes it a little bit different because I don't think Gary's footwork was as sophisticated. It didn't look as sophisticated in that fight. It did not look as good as needed to be to drastically. So you got you.
I feel like if they would have fought at 135, Loma would dog walk him.
So as boxers, you kind of the battle was on the outside foot. And that's what I was watching. That's what I was watching fucking Shakur Stevens do when I was like, yo, he is great. He takes the outside as he chooses. Like he will give you the outside. And then as soon as he wants it, it's his. He takes that. He gets that outside foot out there, and he does what the hell he wants. I'm like, yo.
And my other partner, Gary Russell, he's not really 100%. To me, I feel like he's not 100% committed to boxing. Like he even talked about it a while back. Like he doesn't like fighting 2 times a year.
No, but he said he doesn't like fighting 2 times a year, meaning like he doesn't like only fighting 2 times a year. So he loves to fight. The guy, he like it's. So I'm here in DC, right? And he's from DC, but he was living out in Maryland, Capitol Heights, and people know like they outside. Gary Russell is when he was younger, man, that nigga was outside fighting niggas. That nigga it was all known that, man, yeah, that little nigga gonna get the gloves or without the gloves, and he gonna put them hands on you. It is what it is. Dude, it was a whole thing. Like, oh yeah, you want to fight, man? You come around Capitol Heights, they gonna get it in, man. You gonna fight this little nigga named Gary? I bet you gonna fight.
Yeah, but like Gary, over his career, he seemed like he talked a lot more than he actually walked. Like he talked a lot of shit.
No. If you really look at his career, he didn't start talking shit towards the end because he was quiet for so long, and he figured, I got the title, you got to come through me. But these motherfuckers just kept going around him. So then he started talking like that man, he has a farm, he got chickens, that man got kids. He ain't thinking about he really don't be on social media. Like he really he's the breed of the niggas, like, you know what I'm saying? He's my generation, man. We ain't really like that social media shit ain't really it.
You gotta realize the landscape of your business now, like you in the boxing business, understand how the shit works.
But that's not how it was working back then. That's not how it was working back then. Your manager, and if you got the title, they got to come through you. That's how it was back then.
I get that. Like, so, if you're a title, if you're the champion, you're the
yeah. And if you a fighter and you the top guy, how dare you say you the top guy and you don't come through? At some point, you gonna have to see me. So long as I hold this right here, as long as I hold this ticket, you gotta see me. The problem is these motherfuckers started not giving a fuck about going through the rigmarole. And they start saying, well, I ain't got to fight him. Let me go up. I ain't got to go through this. Let me just hold this one over here.
To think that way because once social media became a thing, that happens.
Yeah, because it was about popularity, not about, hey, you're number one, I'm number two.
Look at Tank and Ryan Garcia. Popular fight. It wasn't the best versus the best. We knew Ryan was not it. Ryan's resume was dog shit. Well, Ryan just really, really popular on TikTok.
But you gotta understand, Gary's 34, 35 years old. So he, like I said, we're the same age. Like, dude, I'm telling you, our generation and where we're from, like, it's not.
I'm 33. So I understand what you're talking about.
It's not like that. Like, the whole internet thing is weird. Like, even right now, I call one of my man, I'm like, bro, what you doing that YouTube shit? That's just weird. That's cool. You go ahead and do that shit. Like, you're not supposed to be seen. He's from that cloth of as the people outsiders will call it, quiet assassin.
Man out of time.
Yeah, he quiet assassin, man. Listen, I'm gonna see you and I see you, and we gonna get it in. Remember, think about it. When they talk about the story with him and Terrence was talking what he was doing, swinging.
Yeah, I remember they sent him I think he said something about somebody sending him a contract.
No. I'm talking about when they got into it at the Olympic.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, Terrence was talking. He was swinging.
He swung on Terrence.
Yeah, this is what we do here. Like, all right, why is you talking, my nigga? It's go. Like I've been other states where it's, oh, you fight me, I fight you. No, you fight me, you fought. Nah, nigga. I don't like you. You looked at me in the eyes too long. It's swinging time. You made eye contact way too long. I gotta see you. That's how he is here. So you telling me you want that guy who thinks like that to go say, I'm a go talk shit to this guy and get this guy to fight me, and I'm gonna go here and put my face around the world so everybody can see who I am and scream and holler, nigga. I'm an Olympian. I fought, you know what I'm saying? I'm the top of the top, and I got a title. You gotta come see me. I ain't gotta do none of that extra shit. You gotta come see me. The problem is the system changed. The system changed where it's, hey, nah, nigga,
he didn't grow up the system.
Yeah, the system changed where it's what your followers look like. I don't know. I'm the champion, but your followers are 2,000 people. This guy got 13,000 people. He's more important. How the fuck is that when he hasn't fought nobody? That makes zero sense.
I mean, like I said, you got to grow with the times, though. Like,
Yeah. No, you're 100% right, and that's why people like fucking Ryan Garcia has a place. People like fucking even Tank has a place because
even Rolly has a place.
Yeah, even Rolly has a place. But you know what? I blame that on Floyd because Floyd made a system where everybody would say.
I'm glad you fucking said that.
Everybody would say
fucking years now.
Yeah, because everybody gonna be like, oh nah. They're like, who Floyd fighting? Who is he? I ain't heard about him. And then Floyd going the whole run.
A&B side, not A&B side, but that whole big what was that shit called? Low risk, high reward bullshit.
Oh yeah. Dude, Floyd would go on the whole publicity run, right?
Yeah.
And his whole publicity promo run of the fight is him bigging up the other fighter. Have you ever noticed that?
He hyped him up like, yeah, he's a tough competitor. You know, all that bullshit. Like
he couldn't even talk shit about the fighter and be like, man, he's a piece of shit. I'm gonna whip his ass. None of that shit because he has to sell this fight because this fighter isn't as popular, and he made it so it wasn't about this guy's one. I'm one. He's two, or I'm one. He's five. It's he's popular. And I'm telling you he's popular because I'm popular. So now y'all.
Look how hard he went for the De La Hoya fight.
Yeah.
He knew.
Yeah. Oh yeah. De La Hoya. You know what I'm saying? Like anybody can say what they want to say about Oscar and his fishing nets, but the man's a fucking warrior, right? And I think Oscar knows that Ryan isn't a warrior. I think that's why he treats him as such. Like he knows, like, yeah, nigga, you can say whatever you want to say about me. I might cross dress or whatever the fuck you want to call.
Ryan was never ready. Ryan was fully
but I think he know. But I think he know. I think Oscar know. See, Oscar and Bernard has the heart of a warrior. You can't fake that. You can't fake that with him. You can't sit in the room with a killer and be like, I'm a killer. Nah, nigga, I can see it in your eyes. You're not a killer.
Ryan is market wise. He's De La Hoya.
Yeah.
100%. He had the look. Dude, he got the little bitches on fucking social, little white girls, and little Mexican.
He got the follow, man. Listen, he's dollars. He's dollars.
As a fighter, it's hard to market this motherfucker when he ain't beat nobody. And every time he tried to fight somebody, the nigga got mental health issues.
That's what I'm saying. He's dollars, right? He's dollars, but he's not bronze.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he makes it sound good, it looks good, but perfect example.
You get out here talking about you gonna fight Manny Pacquiao in an exhibition match, nigga. You would have got slept fighting Manny Pacquiao in the exhibition fight.
Thank you. Now the difference is you got someone like Javante who, he may not be as I do believe he's not as popular as Ryan, even though I'm here in DC and close to Baltimore. I know that guy is, you know what I'm saying? If they know any fighter, they know him.
After him beating Ryan, the name is like Ryan under his like.
Yeah.
him beating Ryan has been floating around TikTok and all that shit.
Yeah, the exposure. It gave him fighting Ryan gave him more exposure, right? Opens to a different demographic. I'm cool with that. I can respect that. But what I'm saying is, I think with Tank is different. They know what they got. They know they got a lion. They know they got an animal. They know that, hey, we gotta control this young boy, because if we don't keep him busy, he gonna be hitting people. He gonna be that. He's Mike Tyson.
He gonna be locked up.
He's Mike Tyson off the chain. This motherfucker will fight you in the back alley. He will fight you in the ring. He gonna fight you in the trunk of a. You could throw him in the trunk of a Lincoln Town car, and you put somebody else in there. He's fighting him. The motherfucker's going to fight. The motherfucker's an animal, and he's going to go forward. He has a heart. Now you put him.
That's the reason why Floyd took him away from Broner, because he would have kept hanging around Broner. Oh man.
Yeah.
He would have got fucking around, got shot behind that shit.
Yeah, and it was nothing. It was nothing.
Getting drunk with Broner and Chris Brown and all them niggas out there wilding the fuck out. Imagine Ryan Garcia. No man, imagine fucking Tank going out to the fucking club with Broner, getting drunk like Broner said, with Chris Brown acting a damn idiot.
Well, you gotta remember, Broner plays both sides of the life too, so it's already a little. You telling me I got one hood nigga, and I'm gonna put him around another hood nigga. You know what I'm saying? There's gonna be some nigga shit. But as a businessman, if you see that this guy got the skills and you can control him, you got more control of him than you got of Broner. You look up, you say, all right, damn, I done lost control of this guy. He gone. But his young boy, oh, hold on, I might be able to control that for at least another 5 years. That's 5 years of me eating the ball for that. Let me get that ball for you, man. No, I know you. Yeah, I'm a sweet talk you. I'm gonna get him a ball for you. I'm gonna groom him. I'm gonna pull y'all away. So when you go over there and crash, hopefully you don't. But if you do, you know what I'm saying, you crash. But I still got my money coming in off of him, and I think that's more or less what happened. Like, yeah, I still got my paper coming up off of bruh. Now I fucks with you, but I know I can't control you. You get AB, you getting money, you ready. You like, nigga, you need to be at it. I'm like, nah, homie.
It's something Bum B said about Lil Wayne a few years ago. And he was talking about Slim, and he was like sitting there saying, like, how do I keep Lil Wayne out of trouble? He said, nigga, keep him in the studio. Same thing I look at the way Floyd did with Javante. Keep his ass in the gym.
Did you hear what Adrian Broder said? Keep me in the ring.
What he said?
Keep me in the ring. I keep getting too much trouble. Keep me in the ring. Keep me ready for a fight. Keep me busy. Like, I've learned for certain people, and I had to learn this for myself. When I idle, I get myself into all types of dumbass shit. And I'm always sitting in that fucking cold ass cell like, why the fuck did I do that? I could have just been in the house. Or I could have just been at the gym. I could have just been at a bar. I could have just been with a bitch. Nah, nigga, I had to go around the way. I had to go do this. Or I had to be in this place. Like, what the fuck was I doing? Some people, we just can't be left to our own devices, because our own devices is going to bring us to mischief. Trouble just finds us.
Your worst enemy.
Yeah, trouble just finds us. Like, well, nigga, trouble just finds us.
Like, because I honestly, at one point, I really thought Tank was going to become the next Broner. I really thought he was, just by all the trouble he was getting into. And it was just like, his mind frame at the time was just like,
it looked like it. At one point, it looked like Calvin lost all control. But I have much respect for Calvin, because you see, like, that man still has control. He just allows his son to be a man. Like, you're gonna make your decisions.
You gotta eventually, like, step in your own fucking shoes at the same time.
And I for a while I was criticizing, like, man, how did he do this? How did he know better? But I'm like, damn, all right, I see it. Like, he just being a father to this man. Like, you gotta step out and see what you're doing, Mo. You gotta get out there and really try this shit.
You gotta get thrown in jail.
You really gotta go through this, shorty. Like, come on, Mo. Hey. I can tell you 1,000 times that stove is hot, Mo, but you want to keep playing with it. I'm here for you. What she was, hey, I want to put him somewhere he can do house arrest in my house. I don't care.
Like, you gotta let that man sit for a minute.
Yeah, it's a one bedroom. I don't care, man. Him gonna thug it out. What the fuck you mean? We'd have did more, like he said. He remember taking that man to his job while he worked in a meat factory or whatever, and Tech was sitting right there his whole shift just because he didn't want to see Tech in trouble. So he just showed him, man, you stay busy, do this, do that. But I gotta let my son be my son. I gotta let you walk your own path. Now, hopefully, what I instilled in you is enough for you to be like, I ain't gonna do this, I ain't gonna do that. But nigga, you's a multi-millionaire. You gonna do what you gonna do.
Let me ask you this: you think Tank becomes undisputed?
Yes,
no.
I think
How?
Tank.
Who gonna give it to him?
I think Tank reigns 135. I think he never leaves 135, and that's his weight.
I don't feel like he 135 either.
I don't think that Tank ever needs to fight outside of 135.
He goes to 140, or God knows if he goes to 147. He's stupid enough to try that.
Yeah,
Boy.
I think he goes for the right fight and he goes for the right moments. But I think he is the king of 135, even with everyone there. I just think even with the people there, because that's not their real weights. The real question is who's going to be who's going. I don't think Devin goes to 147. I just don't think he has the.
I feel like he does, but he's not going to look as good.
I don't think he has the power. I think at 137 he's a Danny Garcia. I don't think. I mean, at 147, I don't think he's. I think he's a Danny Garcia. I don't think he's a Bud. I don't think he's an Earl. I think their battle is going to be at 140. I think they're going to have the battle of 140, and one is going to be B Hop, and one is going to be Floyd.
I can see Devin going to 147. I can see fucking Ryan going to 147. I can see definitely Shakur going to 147.
I can see Ryan going to 147. I don't think Devin. It would be wise for Devin to go to 147. I think he's campaign.
Because they really trying to build him to be more like a Sugar Ray Leonard type.
Yeah, but I think the best idea would be, and this is just me. What the fuck do I know? I'm just a guy on the fucking couch. So what the fuck do I know? But I'm just looking from the outside looking in. I think he can, if he stays strong, campaign long at 140, he can turn. He has the name already, and he has the power to turn that division into a money division. Yeah, he can turn that division into a money division. And Devin, yeah, he can rake it up and he can reign there until he's ready to retire. I think Shakur, I don't know how far he needs to go up. I know that, excuse me, I know at some point him and Devin's going to bump heads and it's going to be at 140. You know, because if Devin follows that blueprint of staying there, Shakur's going to have to go through there. I don't know if Shakur has the frame to truly just go up and hold that weight and still be able to be athletically fit. I don't think Devin can do it at all. I don't think Devin can go up in weight and still be physically fit, still be, tip top shape. I'm talking about 13 rounds, 15 rounds. I'm talking about a Ferrari ready to scream down. I think he gets up there, he turns into a Porsche. I think he gets higher, he turns into a Porsche. Right now,
so you don't feel like he's one of those Floyd Mayweather, Manny Pacquiao anomalies?
I don't think he can. I don't think he can. And Pacquiao, I think Pacquiao juiced, to be honest. Because physically, how the fuck can you explain being an adult at that weight and you end up all the way up here and you still got all this power and all this strength and all this fucking no.
My argument with Pacquiao on that damn shit, he didn't really knock nobody out at fucking 147 outside of fucking Cotto and what? Yeah, 147, yeah.
Cotto, Pacquiao, yeah, and that's what I'm saying.
Oscar De La Hoya.
He stopped out there. He didn't knock him out.
Yeah.
Beat him up.
Ricky Hatton.
He knocked out Ricky Hatton.
He didn't knock Ricky Hatton. Yeah, he did.
Well, did he fight Ricky Hatton at 147 or 140?
147, put that nigga in the dirt.
Oh, I gotta look that up. I thought he fought him at 140.
So that was 47. Put that nigga in the dirt. Because that was after Floyd beat him.
Yeah. He knocked out Miguel Cotto and he knocked out Matisse. Those are three guys he knocked out at 147. Everybody else he either dropped or hurt, but he didn't really go through a crazy knockout spree at 147.
Facts. Hey, yeah, I gotta go, man. My company here, man. I gotta go.
All right, we're gonna end this joint. I'll be back live tonight. I just want to
man,
do
good talking to you, cuz. Good talking to you.
Yeah, man. Shout out to my boy Danny, man. You know what I'm saying? He ain't worth shit, but he's my friend, man.
Yeah, party ain't worth shit.
Oh shit. Hey, but listen. Hey, when it's a fight nearby, bro, you gotta drive down and do something.
Yeah, I've been wanting to link, and now I'm in a position where I actually can do this shit that I've been wanting to go out and do, so I can actually travel now. So let me know.
All right, for sure, bro. It's all good, man. In the words of the great philosopher Lil E, I want y'all to breathe air and live life. You know, it's always a treat when players meet. Thank y'all for breaking bread with me, man. With that, we out.